Hello and good afternoon, and welcome to the first ever video that I am shooting for Blind Vision. Blind Vision is a channel that I've created which looks at independence around people with considered disabilities when as far as I'm concerned, it's an opportunity to grow. So here we go. So today I have decided, as a registered blind person, by that I mean medically registered blind but able to see a little bit out of my right eye, I have decided that I'm going to paint my room. Now obviously this is going to be an interesting experience, but I believe that painting is a lot like music and sex and food. It's creative and it's all about the preparation or the foreplay, depending on whatever. Anyway, I'm feeling nervous now and I'm rambling, so here we go. I said it was about preparation, so I have prepared here, and I'm going to try and make sure it's in shot, everything that I need, because I think that especially for people with disabilities, or especially people that are blind, we like certainty because it helps us to feel safer. I think anyone can agree with that. So I will be over-explaining what these things are for the purpose of people who don't see very well at all. If that is the case and you do want to paint your room or indeed something in your house, you might like to get someone to prepare for you because you might find this a little bit grueling. But I'm gonna give it a go and see what happens. And no family members are staying at the house this week, so if I get it really wrong, I've got time to pay a real painter to come and make it look good. So here we go. So here I have got this red stick here, which is basically so that I can paint long distances high up. So I can put the paintbrush on the end of this long stick, and that way it's almost like having an extended arm. You basically buy it from the paint shop. Anyone that considers themselves to be Banksy or Tracy Emin will know about these things. I know that's a bit different because it's more artistic, but it's sexy, so let's go with those names. I decided to be a little bit ragger just in case I couldn't find the stick that I needed, so I thought I would use the end of the mop. Not ideal, obviously. Very ragger, but you know what they say, you can take the girl out of Hillfields, but you can't take Hillfields out of the girl. That's in Coventry in the ghetto, for those of you who don't know. So anyway, I'll carry on with showing you the other things that I've got. So for the purpose of the video, because I didn't explain, I had put a painting roller on top of an old mop that I use, which I don't use often because I'm not big on being domestic, but it's necessary. Okay, so here we've got a dust sheet. For a blind person, that is absolutely paramount because the reality is we are going to make a mess. Just look at my trousers if you're able to, and if you're not, then I can tell you that they are supposed to be green and they are almost white. So that's all you need to know. So this dust sheet you need because you are going to make sure you prepare. You're going to need possibly masking tape or any kind of tape that you can use to help you tape up the floor or the carpet. So the whole idea is to make sure you use the tape to go along here so that you can put your dust sheet down and so you don't get stuff on the carpet. I can tell you that I am totally capable of doing this, and I have done it, because before I decided to paint my room, I thought I would use my paint tin as a weight. That didn't work out well because it's all over the carpet. So there you go. You will need some rubber gloves because we're ladies. Well, for those of you who are ladies, we're not all ladies, but I am, and I love my hands, and so I'm definitely not going to paint without. I think you can get more heavy duty gloves than these. These are just really thick marigold gloves that are used for washing up. But I think you actually can get gloves that you can use for painting. You obviously need paint brushes. I've got a small one here for cutting in. Oh, that's another thing I want to say. There won't be a huge amount of cutting in for me because obviously I'm not very good at that. By cutting in, I mean filling in the small areas like around the light, around the doorway where the texture changes and one needs to use different paint. that's definitely going to be a weak point for me. So basically I am going to paint the whole room white. And here I've got my big tub of paint. This is, you've got to make sure you've got the right paint. You obviously get someone who's sighted to help you with that because it's super important. I have ignored that in the past, and let's just say I had a fun time. So there you go, and I have this paint here which is specifically for the radiator, because I have a little boy who I love dearly, but he thinks it's fun to draw on the radiator. So that's, you know, not a good plan. So anyway, there you go. And also for the ladies, this is going to be quite interesting. You do not want paint in your hair. If it's water-based paint, it's not so bad, providing you don't have really curly hair or indeed dreadlocks like I do. That could be super boring. So I have a shower cap, but you don't have to use that. You can just use a bag, but obviously don't put it over your face. Safeguarding, really important you don't try that, because that won't work out well unless you feel like transporting yourself to the 5th dimension right away. And first of all, I put tights over my head. I'm not going to show you that because it's not sexy. So there you go. That's my introduction to painting, and I will show you the result later. Bye.